What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar with C-Zar Gets Crypto, and we are talking about Compound today at the request of Mr. Dehan. Dehan, we're talking about this one for you. I forget what your question was exactly. It was something on the lines of like, we're at 61 now. Where are we going next? 77, 88. I think that's what you said. That is a good question, because I think that we're still very much in this range, this accumulation range right now that we've been in since May of 2022. But we might be breaking out of it right now. Sorry, I thought I saw something. We might be breaking out of it right now. And a breakout on something that's been sideways for this long, I mean, it can be pretty substantial. If we were to break out, I don't think that we'd stop at 77 or 88. I think that we would go. We would go, man. Like maybe all the way up to this top here at about 184% up from where we are now. Maybe we go to the bottom of this range and go up like 300%. I think it's going to go like more or less in a pretty straight line. It's going to be, I would expect something kind of like this, where yes, you have pullbacks along the way. It's not a totally straight line, but more or less, right, week after week. The structure on the RSI looks really nice, higher lows. Looks like you're getting ready to climb up higher into the overbought zone. You are in the bullish area of control right now. You're above this area that you found resistance before in. It would be really nice, anytime that you've been like here or higher, and sustained levels there, you've done good things, right? And this thing doesn't have a whole lot of history to go off of, but I'm expecting it to do something like this, and look at that, it's like in the same area of the RSI. Not that that really means anything, but all that to say really is like what this makes me think of is it's like Bitcoin Cash before it broke out. If you compare it, right, keep in mind downside and then over a year of consolidation, right? Just keep that in mind. Right. Oops. And you can see it here. It's a lot less, but downside, and then really you were in this range since June, and then you got out of it in June. So a year, and you saw a nice pop on BCH. You saw a nice pop. Now, just because Compound has been in its accumulation phase for longer does not mean that it's going to move up higher. Though I do think that it will. I'm just saying that doesn't mean that it has to move up higher. But I do think it'll see a bigger move than this from low to high. So if we go back to Compound, and what was that? 263. 263. From low to high, relatively speaking, because I did use like the immediate low, it would be like this. That would take us again somewhere right in the midst of this previous little like checkpoint here. I bet we would go to the top where the resistance was. So probably, from this low and a 300 to 400% move from the current price, still like a 100 to 200% move. I would even say 150 to 200% move. Totally possible. Okay, maybe not 150. Let's say 130. 130 to 200%. And beyond. Who knows? Top to bottom here. If you're going all the way up here, why not go right up to your 618, to your golden extension area? And then you'd find resistance on this previous area of resistance, this little resistance area here, and a previous area of support at the top of the cycle. So, maybe you do move all the way up there, which again, that would actually throw. That'd be like a 257% move. I've been focusing on all these like what ifs up here because I think we're gearing up for that. I think that's exactly what's going on here, right? We're winding up. We're in our accumulation phase. We're ready to break out. We haven't broken out yet, right? We're crawling up there. We're consolidating right around the top. Like this looks really, really good. Weekly RSI looks nice. Daily RSI getting strong, right? Remaining strong. Definitely resilient. It'd be nice if we had a little bit more volume, but as long as we keep, I would suppose if volume keeps building and we keep moving up, if we can get a week to close right above this week here, that would be really cool. That would be really cool. Closing above $63 would be really nice. And we have about 5 days left in this week, so let's just see if that happens. You are a little overbought on the daily. in an area that you like to turn around. But if this is the real deal, you're going to break out. This might just be getting started. Maybe you close today, Reg, you bounce off your overbought zone, as you do with strong moves, stuff like that. You don't have to close above this today, but again, anything within this week, if we can get it this week to close above this white line, I think the next place we'd be going at a minimum would be about $100, probably a little bit over $100, and I mean honestly more likely higher than that. And this would be achieved in a very short amount of time, like very, very short amount of time, in comparison to what it's been here, right? I mean, I suppose to some people this might be a large amount of time, from bottom here to top to like the actual high. That was 189 days, and that's a lot of time to some people, but really that's a very short amount of time. I don't think it'll take that long to get up here. I think it'd be more like this move here, right? But even that's about 100 days. So it can still be months. It can be 3 months. Like this might be in the making. We might break out this month. Maybe by the end of this month or sometime in January, and it might take us 2 months, 3 months to get up here. But I do think it's going to happen relatively fast. And here, to be completely fair, when we broke out, it was actually like right here, because we were in this downward trend. We broke out of it on this week here, so really that was 5 weeks. It's like a month and a half. But it could take more than that. It really could take more than that. Anyways, man, I'm getting all caught up. 4 hour looks good, daily looks good, it all looks good, man. I think it's going to go higher and probably above $100. Probably like at a minimum above 110 even, actually, is what I'd give it. And that probably happens in the next month. With how we're reacting right now, it could happen in the next week, like week to 2 weeks. But if we continue to consolidate, if we reject this area that we're in, right, which is possible, if we reject it, we don't even have to touch this line. We could reject it from here. We might work our way back down to here, on our kind of little support line here. So that could take 2 weeks, and then 2 weeks to kind of move sideways and recover and then move out. It could be sometime in February that we start to break out. But right now, if all goes well, I'm looking for this to do well right now. And I think everything's lined up, man. You're on your weekly, you're just getting into your bullish area of control, right? The last time you were here, you did this, right? You had your little fake out like that. That wasn't even the real move. What are you going to do in the real move, And this one here, low to high, you went up 271% in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks. So, 300% in about a month from now, a little bit over a month from now, if we were to break out this week or next week, that would take you all the way up again, levels of $255. Crazy, crazy stuff, but not so crazy, because that's in the realm of the golden retracement, the 618 to the 69. So that's all I got. I hope it made sense. I know I was kind of doing a lot of like moon boy stuff, just talking about this thing's potential upside and really not doing a lot of short-term stuff, but the short-term looks good, the 4 hour looks good, daily looks good. If it were to come down, okay, that just means we're consolidating still, but we're getting to the end of this. We're very likely going to break out of this soon. Like if we don't break out of it within this week or next week, which is kind of my expectation at this moment, it could even happen tomorrow, but with confirmation at the end of this week. If it doesn't happen this week or next week, then it's very likely still going to happen within the next month or so. And then after the breakout is when that 5 weeks of 300% or more potential upside is there, At a minimum, I would think somewhere around like $110, maybe even up at the top of this, somewhere at the bottom, somewhere at the top. But I think this is where we're going, honestly. It could happen. It could genuinely happen in 5 weeks once we break out. And that breakout, again, is confirmed when we have a week close above $63. And even then, it's not confirmed, but it starts to look good. We have the beginnings of it. Anyways, that's all I got. If you liked the video, hit that thumbs up. Subscribe if you want to see more. And I will see you on the next one. Take care. Have a good night. Bye-bye.